And we're back here on the Cheap Seats, 96.3 WLCN, out here at the Logan County Fairgrounds State for the 40th Annual Abraham Lincoln National Railsplitting Festival. But since the break, we have had some young ladies join us, and those young ladies that we're talking about, the Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer Golf Team, and of course they're here with their coach Jan Bowers. And Jan, I understand you've kept the girls pretty busy, and you're going to be busy later on today, so we'll try to get you in and out of here and try to make it as painless as possible. But if you could, just kind of tell us a little bit about golf is obviously a seasonal sport, but for high school, when does the season actually start?
We're a fall sport. We begin about the third week of August, and it runs through the second week of October. Usually pretty light when we start. The first couple of weeks, not a lot of matches, as we need that prep time to get ready and kind of refine our skills a little bit. But we're pretty much in the busy part of our season right now. As you said, we have an 18-hole tournament today that we're going to head to at Lincoln Greens in Springfield, and a couple matches next week, and heading into the Central State 8 tournament and eventually the regional.
And what's the schedule kind of look like for you guys, and how far exactly do you travel? Is it a lot of teams within the conference, or do you get to travel outside the conference a little bit?
We have quite a bit of traveling that we do. The Central State 8 really only has a few girls teams. Chatham Glenwood, Springfield High School, Sacred Heart Griffin, and now Rochester being the new team in is a full squad. Jacksonville has just one girl, but the other teams in the Central State 8 do not have girls programs. They just don't have the interest. So we travel a little bit to the Peoria area, a little bit to the Bloomington area. We go over to Champaign, Mahomet Seymour, and travel down to Alton for a tournament, up to ISU for a tournament. So, you know, it's not too far. We're within usually 45 minutes to an hour.
And you've played golf for quite some time yourself, and what do you feel is the best course in the area for the girls to play out? Which one do you think is probably the most challenging, but also gives the girls that competitive edge?
Well, I can by far tell you what the most challenging course is that we play, and that's Piper Glen. And we hit that a couple of times since Chatham Glenwood and Sacred Heart Griffin have that as their home course. But it's for high school girls, it's a little bit tough in the hazards that they have, whether it be a water hazard or some of the hazards on the sides with the wooded trees and areas. The putting greens are a little faster than we're probably used to and have a little more undulation, but it's a great course. We also play the Rail, which I think is a fun course. Those are a little bit larger greens, and the ISU golf course I enjoy. Of course, that's where I played when I was in college, not playing on the golf team, but just playing as
Sure.
extracurricular. So I think that's a nice course for us. It's a little bit longer than what the girls usually play, so the scores are a little bit higher, but I think it's a challenging course as well.
Coach, how does practice go for you? Of course, you know, you're one of the better golfers that I've seen or played with. And about practice, how do you relate the skills that you've gained throughout the work that you've done throughout your career? How do you relate that to the girls?
The girls probably don't like it. I'm quite the worker and perfectionist, so I really spent a lot of time myself on the short game and working on the game in terms of keeping the ball straight and down the middle and course management, and try to relay that to the girls as well. We spend a lot of time on the short game, the chipping and putting with drills up at the range, trying to work on the skills as well. But also I try to help them understand, again, the course management that is so very important.
Sure.
And they're very good about that. If they get the ball in the trees, they know not to try to make the impossible miracle shot. They're very willing to take the punch shot out and take their medicine, and most of them have developed a pretty good short game, especially the seniors now coming through, that they realize the importance that they can still save a score if they have that short game. So we work very hard in practices. We often go out and play and only have certain irons or clubs that I'll let them use just so that they have to work on various aspects of their game, and they're pretty good about it. I think they understand the importance.
Yeah, not necessarily physical, but you're trying to implement a lot of the mental part of it too, as you say, not going for that Tiger Woods impossible through the trees and get it on the green shot, but punch out and save your maybe a bogey rather than being a triple bogey.
That's exactly right. We really try to minimize the errors, and we're pretty good about that. They really understand that part of the game.
On a related note, is it different to coach girls differently than boys? Obviously, the course is set up for women's tees being set differently on the course, and scoring is a little bit different for ladies golf as opposed to men's golf. Is it different coaching girls rather than boys?
Absolutely. The physical aspect of the game is tremendously different, as it is in most sports. Having coached basketball for years, The guys have a power game and a strength game. The girls have to rely more on fundamentals, and I think that's the same thing with girls golf, where the guys, they can hit it so far that they now have short irons, and short game comes into play more. The girls not having that strength obviously then have to rely on keeping the ball straight and being able to avoid sand traps, because they can't carry a ball in the air as far and as high as probably the guys can. So it is a very different, and coaching wise, again, we really stress the fundamentals of the game.
Now, the way that the scoring works for golf obviously being an individual sport, but as a team, do you take the best individual scores or do you take the best team score collectively? How does that work out?
When we play the 9-hole matches, we normally will play 6 players and you count the 4 best scores. So on any given day, it's any of the 6 that we may need their scores. So that is very important. If it's a tie, then it'll go on to the 5th player and to the 6th player. With the scoring in golf, it's a little bit different. There's no forgiveness. In a game of football, you can throw an interception, but as long as you have a defensive stop, it really didn't hurt you.
Right.
In golf, if you take a double or a triple bogey, hit out of bounds or hit into a water hazard, that doesn't go away. That stays in your score, and it really affects you. So that's another part of the mental game that's so difficult, to be able to come back from a 3-putt or hitting a ball in a hazard and knowing that you took a score a little higher than what you wanted. That's difficult for them, to overcome and realize that you have to step up and play the next hole as an entirely new hole.
You mean you don't have mulligans like I do?
We don't have mulligans. We try to buy those, but it just doesn't work.
Jan, is it possible for inexperienced players to master their game rather quickly? Golf is one of those interesting sports where it is unlike other sports, whereas track and field, if you're not a very fast and you're not a quick athlete, you're probably not going to run the 100-meter dash. As far as football, if you're not a very strong and rather large athlete, you're probably not going to do well. Golf is one of those interesting sports where somebody can pick it up rather quickly. Do you feel the same way?
It's probably harder for females than it is for males, because it's not a natural, the swing path is not natural for females as it is with males who grow up playing baseball. It's much easier for them. Often the girls that we have never played sometimes any other sport, and so to understand the swing path and the fact that you have to hit down, girls don't like to hit the ground. That it's just something that they have a fear, so that has to be taught. Our program is very interesting because we often have players come out that have never played before, never even touched a golf club. So we take that 4 years and really just look at making improvements. We may not have players that are going to go to state every year, but if they can simply improve, obviously it's something you can do for your lifetime. So we work very hard on that, and all of the girls have improved so much. We've got 3 seniors here that is just amazing. We were just talking before we came on here about what their goals were as freshmen, just the scores they wanted to have, and how each year it's come down, and now they're shooting in the 40s, which is absolutely phenomenal for these ladies to have done that in just a 4 year. And we have some new players that have established some good low scores already. And so it's difficult for females to pick it up as quickly probably as males, and it takes a lot of hard work. And fortunately, I have young ladies that are willing to do that.
And on the note of those young ladies, let's go ahead and get to talk to them a little bit. Jan and I, we've rattled on for the better part of 10 minutes now. So let's go ahead. We're going to pass the mic around to the girls and go ahead and go. There you go, Kylie. I knew you'd be the first one. Go ahead and tell us your name and your parents' name and what year of school you are.
Okay, my name's Kylie Ash. My parents are Brian and Carol Ash, and I'm a senior at Lincoln Community High School.
Okay, now Kylie, what's your favorite course to play at?
I like the Elks.
You like the Elks? Okay, so your home course. Well, that's fine. That's a fair question and a fair answer. I know you played with your dad quite a bit over the years, and so you like playing the Elks?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm very familiar with it.
What's your favorite part of golf? Do you like the short game better than the long game or putting? What's your favorite?
I'm not a fan of putting. I like the drive and then the long shots.
Okay, well, good deal. Go ahead and pass the baton on to the next one. Come on, girls, don't be shy. It's okay. Go ahead, and what's your name?
My name's Nikki Taylor.
All right, Nikki, what year of school are you?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior. Now, what's your favorite place to play?
I don't know. It's really hard to decide. I mean, I shot my personal best at Piper Glen, but that is for sure not my favorite course.
Well, so you can be a little biased, though, to Piper Glen if you want. You can be a little prejudiced toward that. When you say you're not a fan of it, why aren't you a fan of Piper Glen? Just because of its challenging layout, or
Yeah,
is that it?
pretty much. It is just one of those courses that if you mess up a little bit, it's going to come back and bite you in the butt. Like, you hit one bad shot and you are just mad for the rest of the day. And it's not a good course to be upset on.
Nikki, who are your parents? Give them a shout out.
My parents are Chuck and Susie Taylor. A lot of you might know him as Paco.
Yeah.
Alrighty, go ahead and pass the mic off to the next one. Alright, and what's your name?
Tiffany Bach.
Okay, Tiffany, you're also a senior on the team, is that
Yep.
right? Okay, how long have you played golf?
All 4 years.
You've played all 4 years.
Yep.
What's your favorite place to play at?
I'd have to agree with Kylie and say the Oaks, because I feel that I am most familiar with that course after playing so long on it. I used to play back when I was young with my dad, and we would go play the Oaks.
Okay, and your mom and dad, you want to give them a shout out?
My dad is Steve Ball, and my mom is Lisa Dio.
Alrighty, good deal. Go ahead and pass it on. Got the next one. Alright, and what's your name?
Alyssa Morris.
Okay, and Alyssa, I know you're very familiar with me and Kylie because we're just right down the road from each other, but what year of school are you?
A sophomore.
Okay, how long have you been playing golf for?
Since freshman year.
Okay, alright, so you've got 2 years under your belt now. What's your favorite part of the game?
Improving.
Okay, so no, that's a good answer.
Mine too.
That's a good answer, improving. And what are some of the things that you work on to try improve from just week to week and then also in the off season?
Just listen to Jan whenever she has to tell me.
Alrighty, so you're just hoping that the coach can give you some kind of direction and
Yeah.
some of those things to look for to improve on. Alrighty, and your parents?
Mark and Donna Morris.
Alrighty, good deal. Go ahead and pass it on. Alrighty, your name?
Morgan Lacefield,
Okay, Morgan. And how long have you been playing golf for?
since my freshman year.
Since your freshman year. Are you a sophomore?
Yeah, I'm a sophomore.
Alrighty. Okay, now what's your favorite place to play at and why?
Probably the rail, because I shot a personal best this year at 55, and I had my first birdie and par for the season this year.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah, birdie. And you
Yes.
shot par too. There you go. Two things I kind of struggle with.
Yeah.
What's the best part of golf for you? Which part do you like the best?
I like to putt. My putting is my favorite part because it usually saves me some strokes.
Okay, you feel that you're a pretty strong putter?
Sometimes, yeah.
Alrighty, good deal. And Morgan, your parents?
My parents are George and Stacy Lacefield.
Alrighty, good deal. And we'll pass it on to our last one here. Your name?
Abby Nelson.
Abby Nelson. And what year of school are you, Abby?
I'm a junior.
Okay, and as a junior, how long have you played golf for?
This is my first year.
Your first year, okay. Now coming in as a first-year golfer to some of the other girls that have some experience on the team, do you kind of look for them for guidance and to help you out a little bit?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, now what is it coming in as a first-year golfer, something that you look to strive for this year to kind of help you get better and get stronger?
I really need to improve on everything. Pretty much chipping. Like, I work with Jan a lot on chipping. That's really my weak point. I don't know.
You struggle with the chipping a little
Yeah.
bit? How's your pitching?
I don't ever use that club.
You just leave that one in the
Yep,
bag?
leave it out.
Okay, you use the sand wedge much?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's good. Sand wedge can be your best friend when you're trying to chip the ball up out there. Well, good deal. And your parents, Abby?
Jeff and Sheila Nelson.
Jeff and Sheila Nelson. Alrighty, well girls, sounds like you guys are off to a pretty good start this year, and wish you all the best of luck today. And where's you guys match at again today?
We're going to be at Lincoln Greens, the Rochester
Okay.
Invite. One thing I would like to mention is we are currently 10-10 on the season. The best record that the Lady Railers have had since I've been a coach is 13 wins. So that is the goal right now. These ladies are trying to at least tie or perhaps break that record, and hopefully that might happen next week.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank
Very
you.
well could happen. And Jan, thank you for bringing the girls on and everything. We've had Coach Jan Bowers from the Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer Golf Team and some of the ladies here with us today. Ladies, thank you for coming in, taking time out of your schedule this morning, and good luck today.
Thank you very much.
All right, Jan, thanks for bringing them on.
Thank you.